Every YouTube review says the Nama J3 is perfect, sleek, compact, easy, but when I actually bought it, there were 7 things I didn't expect, and not one YouTuber mentioned it. Let me ask you something. If you spent over $450 on a juicer, would you expect to wrestle with it like it's a jar of pickles dipped in super glue? Yeah, me neither. But that's exactly what happened the first time I tried to take apart the Nama J3. I'm in my kitchen about like half asleep, and it's early morning. I'm trying to enjoy some nice fresh celery juice, and instead, both of my hands are on the hopper, arms locked, forehead pulsing, and I'm yanking like I'm trying to open a vault. And then pop! It finally lets go, and I nearly fly backward in my fridge. In a split second, I thought I had just broken my $450 juicer. But it turns out there's actually a trick to this that I should have found out about before. So what you do is you just twist counterclockwise before going clockwise, and that'll release the hopper. Once you know how to do this, it's really not a big deal, and I wish someone told me that before, because that wasn't the only hiccup that I had. Every once in a while, the pulp can create like a seal between the auger and the juicing screen. Then you've got to twist and yank the auger to pull it out. Doesn't happen often, but when it does, you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. These weren't deal breakers, but I thought it was kind of funny that no one mentioned it in any of the reviews on YouTube. If you plan on using the J3 and you're only one person, no problem. But if your family's around and they want juice too, well, then you might hit it like a weird snack. My family was visiting and everything was running great. Juice was flowing. I reached for a second handful of produce and then I froze. I was so used to the J2 that I forgot that there's no opening in the top of the J3. If you're only making 1 cup of juice, this doesn't really matter, but if you're making batches for multiple people, those extra steps can feel kind of clunky. And you might be thinking like, why did they remove the cutout on the top? The J2 has it, so why doesn't the J3? Well, there's not a ton of space between the hopper and the blades. The last thing Nama wants is someone getting their fingers slashed while the machine runs. Honestly, I get it. It's a smart safety decision, and lifting the lid to add your ingredients only takes about 10 seconds anyway. It's just one of those small trade-offs that comes with a more compact design. And generally the J3 can do almost everything the J2 can do except for a few things. So I wanted to make some sorbet with the J3, and I had done it with my J2, and I just figured it would kind of be the same. Maybe you just buy an attachment online, or maybe you could even like grab the sorbet attachment from the J2 and put it in the J3. Well, turns out that's not the case. And that's not the only accessory that's incompatible with the J3. One of the perks of the J2 is its optional larger hopper add-on, and it extends the size of the hopper to about 3-liter capacity, so you can make even bigger batches of juice. But again, like the J3 doesn't really have any of these kind of special add-ons for it, and it makes sense because the machine is meant to be portable anyway. But if you're kind of a person who likes to expand their tools over time, just know with the J3, you're more limited in terms of add-ons and upgrades. So yeah, there are some things I found out about the J3 after I got it. Most of them are minor. It's not perfect, but you're not getting the full picture here, because after testing the J3 for months, none of these were really a deal breaker, and the J3 actually turned out to be an incredible bang for the buck. Here's why. Cheap portable juicers from Amazon break after 6 months of use, and you're lucky if you get a 2-year warranty with them. But the Nama J3 comes with a 15-year warranty on both the motor and the parts, so you get a peace of mind knowing that if anything ever happens, you're covered. Nama also has some of the best customer service in the game, and I get tons of comments about how good the customer service is on my YouTube videos. People have said they usually respond within hours, and they're not going to make you jump through any kind of crazy hoops. They generally seem committed to giving you the best possible experience, which is exactly what you want later on in case you have a problem. It's great to know that they're not going to disappear on you. After all the little things I mentioned earlier, you might be wondering, so what does this thing actually do that's better than the rest? Well, let's start with this. If you're a minimalist, a traveler, a van lifer, or just someone with a small apartment or dorm, this part is going to light you up. The J3 is only 9.7 pounds, and that's about the weight of 2 textbooks. Light enough for you to toss in a backpack or bring it on like a train. I actually packed mine in a standard carry-on, and it had some room for snacks and a hoodie. But here's the best part. Even if you never plan to travel with it, the J3 still wins on size. It's small enough to sit next to your coffee maker without stealing your whole kitchen countertop. And on the days where you're dragging out like a full-size juicer and it feels like it's too much, this thing comes in clutch. It's fast to grab, it's easy to clean, and there's really no drama. And if you're thinking about buying a J3, check the link in the description. I'll update it with the best discount on the internet to save you some money. Now, you'd be thinking with a juicer this compact, there'd have to be some kind of trade-off or sacrifice. And your first guess might be smaller machine, worse juice yield, right? That's what I thought too, until I started running some actual side-by-side tests, and I put the J3 against some of the popular models, including the J2. I used the same ingredients, the same process, but did I get a different result? Well, Well, almost every single category was almost the same. We have celery, ginger, oranges, leafy greens, and the J3 just did a phenomenal job compared to its bigger brother, the J2. The only noticeable drop was ginger, which makes sense given how dense and fibrous it is. Still, for a juicer this size at this price, that's pretty insane. And there's one thing, if you hate pulp, you'll love this machine because the J3 consistently produces ultra smooth juice with minimal sediment, no chunks, no sludge, just clean, crisp, quality juice that's ready to sip. Now, let's talk value because this is where the J3 quietly crushes the competition. Here's what surprised me. You're getting the same cold press performance as the machine's twice the price for $450. That means premium juice quality, solid yields, and a motor backed by the same core technology as the J2. But more than that, the J3 is built for daily use. It's quick to assemble, it's decent to clean, and it's small enough to actually keep on the kitchen countertop. And when something is easy to use, you end up using it a lot more. It's the kind of machine that you can confidently gift, whether it's your mom or your daughter or your friend or somebody getting into juicing for the first time. Unlike some cheap Amazon knockoffs, this thing is actually built to last. Name another budget or travel juicer that gives you the same 15-year warranty on both the motor and the parts. I'll wait. You just can't. And no, it's not perfect, but for the price, I'd say it's a pretty smart pick. And you'll easily get your money's worth because of how convenient it is. After months of testing it, here's my honest take. If you want a compact, reliable juicer at a fair price, the J3 absolutely delivers. It's built for small spaces, daily use, and people who value simplicity over bells and whistles. The juice quality is legit and the footprint is tiny. With the 15-year warranty, you get an incredible peace of mind that most machines don't give you around that price range and even lower. But if you've got the money and you're on the fence about buying a J2 versus the J3, you're gonna wanna click this video.